In the last 30 minutes, Gervonta "Tank" Davis just bonded out of jail. Behind me, he was arrested.
My heart's broken. I mean, I'm just so stunned. I'm so stunned. Please, stop the nonsense. It ain't good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep for yourself, bro.
Well, in regard to Gervonta Davis, but I definitely started seeing him do things that were a tad different than that of whom I met back in, I believe, maybe 2017.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is once again at the center of a major boxing controversy. And this time, the discussion surrounding the former champion goes far beyond what happens inside the ring. Over the years, Davis has established himself as one of the most exciting and dangerous fighters in boxing, becoming known for his explosive power, elite timing, incredible counterpunching ability, and highlight reel knockouts.
Your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you. You ain't gonna be able to perform like that forever. We all get old. Father Time is undefeated. Make sure your wallet's fat when that day comes for you. All right?
But while his performances inside the ring have continued to attract millions of fans, his life outside the sport has increasingly become a subject of intense public discussion. From legal controversies and personal allegations to questions surrounding his financial situation and future in boxing.
When we go through the process of working through my deal and just getting everything situated, his business manager is Al Heyman. There's a man by the name of Ravon 6'4" Little John that is an extension of Al Heyman and is with Gervonta Davis on a day-to-day basis, at least at that point in time. And 6'4" just kept telling me, and this is like October, November, December, January, so like 4 months of me working back and forth with him, and developing this line that he wanted to bring to the world, just like leveraging all aspects of his business, put some merch out there, and he wanted me to head it up. And throughout the negotiations, he wasn't paying me, but he knew my expenses. So if I'm giving you my time, I'm giving you my energy, and my bills are stacking up 20, 40, 60, 80, 4 months, the time comes for me to be able to sign my deal. I told myself I wasn't even, and I flew from LA to Miami to work this deal out with the guy from 6'4".
The attention surrounding Tank has become impossible to ignore. Now, respected voices from the boxing world are speaking out, expressing concern about what could happen to one of the sport's biggest stars if he cannot find stability outside the ring. One of the most notable voices to address the situation is sports commentator Steve.
He tells me to fly, 6'4", tells me to fly back to California and get prepared to get ready to work. It's like a Tuesday or something like that. And he says that the contract will be in my email by the end of the week. Thursday, Friday comes, and no contract. Gervonta, at this point in time, had taken a turn from that of whom I knew him to be. Started doing things that didn't really align with that of where we began, and I couldn't align with that. Yeah, it's a fact.
How much does he owe you?
Well, at that point in time, my bills probably were about $20,000 a month. And throughout the negotiation period, when he was just about to get that Amazon deal, he looked around and said, I'm buttoning up all aspects of my business. It's a lot of money coming to the forefront. I think the deal was like maybe like 7 fights or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was an Amazon deal, and he had put the videographers that travel with us every single day, 2 of those guys on payroll. He got everything situated with his brother, because throughout the almost a decade that we ran together, just building everything up to this Amazon deal, we had no real structure. We were kind of like figuring this thing out on our own. It was us. Matter of fact, when I set Gervonta's interview with you, that was through my DM. If you
really?
Yeah, that's through my.
Wow.
If you go to the Vlad TV Instagram account, you will see messaging between that of your Instagram, Vlad TV, and Chris Blake Griffith.
Stephen A. Smith, who delivered a warning that every professional athlete eventually has to face. According to Smith, no matter how talented or successful a fighter may be, an athletic career does not last forever. Father Time eventually catches up with everyone, and the money earned during the prime years of a career must be protected and managed carefully. Smith's message was simple but powerful. Making millions is meaningless if an athlete fails to keep and manage that wealth for the future.
How do you feel about where you are at right now in your career, pound for pound?
I mean, I can't really say. I just gotta, I'm the type of guy that, I really don't really like pay attention to that because I'm still in the mix. So I just gotta keep my head grounded, stay grounded and just. My whole goal was always to go out there and put on a great performance, like every night, So I can't really say right now because I'm still in the mix. But hopefully when it's all said and done, I'll be one of them top great fighters.
How soon is it gonna be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished, with some big fights out there for you to get?
It's close for sure. It just I don't know. It's a little draining. I just want to step back for a little bit and just focus on me personally.
For a fighter like Davis, who has earned enormous amounts of money through major events, pay-per-view success, sponsorship opportunities, and high-profile appearances, financial planning could play a major role in determining what his life looks like after boxing. Rumors about Davis's financial condition have circulated online, with some claims suggesting that the boxer may have faced serious money management issues.
Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social, what do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or rest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. So, I mean, I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, ain't right.
However, these claims have not all been independently confirmed, and they should be treated carefully. One individual who publicly raised financial allegations was celebrity stylist Chris Blake Griffith, who claimed that Davis owed him money connected to a business and fashion project. According to Griffith, the two sides had discussed developing a clothing line
less than an hour ago.
Now, he's accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend in front of their children. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis is live at the jail in West Miami-Dade with details on the allegations against them. Trish?
Yeah, guys, good evening. Well, in the last 30 minutes, Gervonta Tank Davis just bonded out of jail. Behind me, he was arrested this morning on the charge of battery of domestic violence. Take a look at that brand new video here. You can see him walking out of the side of TGK, using his T-shirt to cover his head, surrounded by correctional officers and what is presumed to be his manager. Now, although we asked him questions about these allegations, he did not say anything to us as he walked out. He just went immediately into the SUV, waiting for him on the side. Now, Davis was arrested this morning, like we just mentioned, on a charge of battery of domestic violence after he allegedly hit his ex-girlfriend outside of her home on Father's Day.
In July 2025, 3 months before this alleged incident, the boxer was arrested on a battery charge, accused of assaulting the mother of his children on Father's Day. This is video of him not speaking to cameras when he was released from TGK. The charges were dropped. In 2023, he was charged with battery, accused of slapping a woman. Florida prosecutors dropped that charge after the victim said she did not wish to proceed. In 2020, he turned himself in after this video that appears to show him grabbing the mother of his child out of her seat at a charity boxing game.
I want to say I'm a boxer, puncher. I'm definitely explosive.
The United States Marshals Fugitive Task Force is looking for him.
and expanding Davis's brand beyond boxing. Griffith alleged that he spent months working on the project, investing his time, energy, and personal resources while waiting for a formal agreement to be completed. He claimed that the financial commitments continued to grow during the negotiation process, and that he ultimately felt he had not been properly compensated for the work he had.
This fight is only 2.5 weeks from going on. November 14th is the date. We are supposed to think that Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are going to be fighting on Netflix, but not so fast, my friend. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. This is happening.
Contributed. Griffith also described the business structure surrounding Davis at the time, explaining that there were multiple people involved in managing different aspects of the fighter's career and commercial opportunities. He suggested
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims
to be his ex-girlfriend. This is according to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner. Courtney Russell says she dated Davis for 5 months and recently filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and other offenses. She claims Davis physically attacked her a number of times during their relationship. Russell claims the most recent incident was Monday at a Miami nightclub. Davis is scheduled to fight Jake Paul in Miami on November 14th.
Suggested that Davis was preparing for major business growth as his boxing career reached another level. But according to Griffith, the situation surrounding their agreement eventually became complicated. These claims remain allegations, but they contributed to a broader conversation about how professional fighters manage their finances and business operations during their peak earning years. The controversy became...
And we're learning more about his criminal history. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Fort Lauderdale with all of the latest developments. Roy.
Sanella and Louie, and we just obtained the 911 calls made by this alleged victim, and in it you can hear her screaming to that dispatcher to send help because she is in fear for her life. Hey, Devontae, what do you have to say about the charges against you?
No words from 28-year-old star boxer Gervonta Davis as he bonded out of the Broward County Jail Wednesday, a day after he was arrested for allegedly hitting a woman at his Parkland home.
Did you punch that woman in the face?
Davis facing a Broward County judge hours earlier for the domestic battery charge.
Even more complicated when Davis himself spoke publicly about his future in boxing. During an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Tank appeared to acknowledge that his relationship with the sport had become emotionally and mentally draining. Although he did not provide a specific retirement date.
Emotional struggles.
Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought four main events here at T-Mobile against some of the best fighters, and it's just like, you see that he got evicted from his home and all this other stuff. Now he got kids, and he's not signed with TMT. I mean, Mayweather, promotions, anymore.
Davis suggested that stepping away from boxing may be closer than many fans realize. For a fighter who has spent years training, traveling, fighting, and living under constant public pressure, the idea of retirement can be complicated. Davis...
When I hear him talk, he's like he want to be a nicer guy for his daughters, and he don't want to be there. I think he would be better, and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank, because to me, he just needs to take some serious time to deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what it is, but I mean, me being a fighter, I have done plenty of camps where I was depressed and where I was going through anxiety. So it's not an easy thing to get over, especially when you don't have the support from certain people that you used to have. You're not motivated and stuff like that, so it can be very, very tough.
Explained that he wants to focus more on himself, his family, his children, and putting his personal life in order. He also indicated that he wants to take care of important responsibilities outside the ring instead of constantly worrying about what his next fight will be. This raised an important question among fans. Is Tank Davis beginning to think seriously about life after boxing? At the same time, Davis has continued to express confidence in his abilities and has made it clear that he still believes he can compete with the best fighters in the world. He has not appeared ready to completely walk away from competition, and his comments suggest that he remains interested in major fights as long.
I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts,
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out, everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, and then career second. But I just wish both his ex-girl, his kid's mother, can get things together and look forward and be positive going forward.
Do you think his head, is there there right now with boxing? Do you think he just needs another mentor? What does he need? Because he's a great talent.
I don't know, and I don't know him very that well. I know he lives in Maryland or Baltimore, and I live in, Philadelphia. And, we both on the East Coast, tri-state, but I'm not familiar with him, to be able to call him up or talk to him or anything like that.
As long as the right opportunities come along. However, the combination of personal challenges, legal controversies, and the emotional pressure associated with being one of boxing's biggest stars has created an uncertain situation around his future. Another fighter who addressed the controversy was Conor Benn, who offered a much harsher perspective. Benn suggested that the situation surrounding Davis was not simply a question of discipline, arguing that professional athletes must be accountable for their decisions both inside and outside the gym. His comments reflected a broader belief that elite fighters need more than physical talent to maintain long-term success.
Jump into it, kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but, it's his mindset, the fight with the mind's not signed yet. Apparently he's going to fight Jake Paul. Like, it's put it in and out of boxing right now.
Hey, man, I don't know, but, get these guys the bag so they can get the hell on if they not committed and dedicated to the sport. All they want is a bag. Give them a bag so they can go, bro. I mean, let these fighters that really want this, let's parade them. Let's get behind them. Let's support them. Let's build them. I'm not saying I don't know what happened. But I just hope and pray that young man get it together. He's at the top of his career, prime of his career. I would want him to be remembered more about the things that he's doing in the ring rather than out. But, sometimes you got to win in life, too, before you can get in that ring and win.
Success. They also need discipline, responsibility, structure, and the right people around them. Davis has faced several legal controversies throughout his career. Although the details and outcomes of individual cases vary, an allegation should not be treated as established facts unless proven in court. These repeated incidents, however, have created significant media attention and have led many boxing analysts to question whether the issues outside the ring could eventually overshadow his achievements inside it. That concern is particularly important.
And sometimes life is harder than any opponent that we can face. And I just hope he get it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have no mentors, bro. It ain't no more handlers in the game, bro. It ain't nobody taking care of the camp. These guys out here on their own frequency, bro. And I just think there's no more leaders in the game, bro. They're not going to where that real energy is that can really humble these guys a little bit. We only got a short period of time to be professional boxers. This is over quick, bro. And you don't ever want to live with no regrets. That'll hunt you, bro. That'll hunt you when you know you have the ability to be the best.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is once again at the center of a major boxing controversy. And this time, the discussion surrounding the former champion goes far beyond what happens inside the ring. Over the years, Davis has established himself as one of the most exciting and dangerous fighters in boxing, becoming known for his explosive power, elite timing, incredible counterpunching ability, and highlight reel knockouts. But while his performances inside the ring have continued to attract millions of fans.
So, you nailed it right on the head because, like you said, most fighters have their troubles after their career. When they just have too much time on their hands, a lot of money,
no one protecting them.
But also the depression that follows a fight career. I don't care who you are. A part of your life closes. You're no longer that guy, and I don't just mean the guy that's up here. It's just that mentality, that day-to-day goes away. And a lot of times it's very easy to get into trouble, especially if you come from disenfranchised backgrounds and you've got those kind of people around you throughout your career. But in terms of where Tank is going to fall based on his legacy, it seemed like just as he was getting warmed up, 29, 30 years old, and you thought they were going to let him out, just let him fight all the real guys, that's when this all happened. And if you look at even the way this happened this last time with how the fight fell through with Jake Paul, which in my eyes, 2025, the biggest bag dropped ever was this fight.
Because Davis is still relatively young and remains one of boxing's most marketable stars. Instead of spending the prime years of his career building a historic legacy through major fights, his name has sometimes been connected more heavily with controversy than competition.
It almost seems like the stress of the big fights would get to him, and you start to see guys act out. Could that be the case? I don't know. I'm speculating, of course, because we don't really know the inner workings of what's going on here. And like you said, he's going to have his day in court and present his own evidence. But it just seems like it would come up around the biggest fights of his career, especially as the fights got a little bigger, a little tougher, more challenging. You know, the Jake Paul fight, whatever you want to say about Jake Paul, that was a challenging task to fight a guy that much bigger than you, and also the platform that it was going to be on. So I don't have a whole lot to say about it because again, it's still a lot of speculation. We're still waiting to see how this is all going to play out. But in terms of his legacy, it's certainly going to be affected. It's not going to be one of those guys like Mike Tyson where you're like, oh, it's Mike Tyson. You know, like, yeah, he got in some trouble. Yeah, he went to prison, but like he did his time.
But I remember Mike.
Yeah, I remember. The first thing you think about Mike is not that. You think about his career. I don't know if Gervonta Davis has that great.
His life outside the sport has increasingly become a subject of intense public discussion. From legal controversies and personal allegations to questions surrounding his financial situation and future in boxing, the attention surrounding Tank has become impossible to ignore. Now, respected voices from the boxing world are speaking out, expressing concern about what could happen to one of the sport's biggest stars if he cannot find stability outside the ring.
Is that something you're big on after you retire, is getting into real estate and investing and starting businesses and things of that nature?
Yeah, for sure. Like, more so getting my business in order. That's mainly what I'm on, you know, and that's why I want to step back from the sport. Just mainly focus on myself, you know, and not mostly on myself, but it's time to, you know, definitely focus on myself and not worry about what I got to do next in the ring. And also, like, take care of what I need to take care of, and that's, like, my family, my kids, and things like that.
The most notable voices to address the situation is sports commentator Stephen A. Smith, who delivered a warning that every professional athlete eventually has to face. According to Smith, no matter how talented or successful a fighter may be, an athletic career does not last forever. Father Time eventually catches up with everyone, and the money earned during the prime years of a career must be protected and managed carefully. Smith's message was simple but powerful. Making millions is meaningless if an athlete fails to keep and manage that wealth for the future. For a fighter like...
Who do you see yourself as a big fight going up against, the marquee fight for you?
To be honest, all them guys, you know, I would say it's not no, specific name that I would say that's good for me. I feel like me sharing the ring with all them guys would be big, you know. So hopefully, you know, in the future, probably we get them. If not, so be it.
Davis, who has earned enormous amounts of money through major events, pay-per-view success, sponsorship opportunities, and high-profile appearances,